for David, the temple is something more than just a physical space. The temple is this spiritual reality of being centered in God's presence, of being centered in his character, and allowing God to be God in your life on God's terms. Consider this. One of the most important things about you is what you think about when you think of God. That you allow God's true character to come to mind when you think about him. Well, what could that be, you might ask? Well, in the scripture in Exodus 34:6, you can go look this up later. Exodus 34:6, God is having this conversation with Moses. And Moses is desperate for God's presence, his presence to lead him and to lead the people. And Moses wants to know him. So God, in this most important moment, says, you want to know me? He calls out his own name twice. Yahweh, Yahweh, the Lord, the Lord. And then he shoots off 5 characteristic traits. He is compassionate, he's gracious, he's slow to anger, abounding in love, and faithful. Let's say those all together. Compassionate, gracious, slow to anger, abounding in love, and faithful. When you think of God, does that come to mind? Does that bear down on your soul in light of the fear and the burdens that you're carrying, that the one who has made you is that? To gaze on God's beauty is to call to mind and to trust his character. That third part of that one thing is to then seek him in his temple. This is a curious line, because in David's day, we know that there was no temple. That was something that his son Solomon built later. And so obviously for David, the temple is something more than just a physical space. The temple is this spiritual reality of being centered in God's presence, of being centered in his character, and allowing God to be God in your life on God's terms. To seek God in his temple, wait for it, is to put God in his place. Now, we say that all the time. Oh, I really put them in their place, or they really put me in my place, whatever it may be. It kind of sounds a weird thing to put God in his place. Oh, sisters and brothers. To allow God to be God in your life on God's terms is inviting God to the core of your being to call all the shots in your life. One of the things about the Methodist movement is we had a guy, his name was Charles Wesley, early on, that his contribution to Christendom was his hymn writing ability. And y'all sing Charles Wesley songs all the time here. And one of those little known songs is called "Oh, for a Heart to Praise Our God." You can sing this to a couple of different tunes. I'm going to sing one verse of it to the tune of Amazing Grace today. But this is what we're talking about when we talk about putting God in his place. A heart resigned, submissive, meek, my great Redeemer's throne, where only Christ is heard to speak, where Jesus reigns alone. It's one thing, right? That our moment to moment, day by day, living and being in the world, it is allowing Jesus to reign in the one place that he can only reign. It's here. This one thing, reality, is not new or not unique to Psalm 27, but it kind of is this theme throughout the scriptures. Remember the story in Luke chapter 10 of Mary and Martha. Remember, Jesus and his disciples come to Mary and Martha's house, and Martha is scurrying about trying to make sure Jesus and his disciples are taken care of, fed well, all the things that need to be done. And Mary is blowing off her responsibilities and sitting at Jesus' feet listening to his teaching. And Martha freaks out, loses it. She's afraid that she's going to have to keep doing everything and she's going to be worn out. And she lets Mary and Jesus have it. Jesus responds, "Martha, Martha, you are worried and upset about many things, but few things are needed, or indeed only one. Mary has chosen what is better, and it will be not taken away from her." See, one thing. There's a story of a man that we call the rich young ruler. This is in Mark 10. He knew, even in the midst of his great success, that something was missing in his soul. He wanted to know about eternity. And so Jesus asked, "Hey, do you know the commands?" And he responds, "Teacher," he declared, "all these I have kept since I was a boy." So in his pride and in the midst of his pride and his desire to know more and to experience more of the things of God, Jesus doesn't chastise him, but he loves him. Jesus looked at him and loved him. "One thing you lack," he said. "Go and sell everything you have and give to the poor, and you will have treasure in heaven. Then come, follow me." I ask you a question. What makes you feel good about you being you? There are things in our life that we find our value and meaning and significance in over and above our relationship with God. And it is those points where, when we are staring down our fear, that we will lean in and depend on those things over and against God. Which is why Jesus invites this man to divest himself of those things and invest himself in allowing Jesus to be on the throne in his heart.